everyone, it's the Metal Geek here, coming at you with my Voltron knit cap. Okay guys, so this is just another update on how things are going with Channel Metal Geek right now. Happy to say that I have delivered on my promise and have actually started putting some video logs up. I hope you guys have been enjoying those. Now, for those of you who remember my last update, I mentioned that I was going to be doing some blogs for a French website of mine. And I'm happy to say I've actually started writing those blogs. I just haven't released them yet because, once again, like with my End of the World reviews, I want to have a certain number of blogs written ahead of time. That way I can release them subsequently each week for a few weeks at a time. Now, I think you guys are going to enjoy those blogs. I hope you enjoy them. Once they're up and ready to go, I'm going to start posting links here so you guys can go over and start reading them, and also read my friend's blogs about, his movie reviews, because guys, he's very intuitive and very knowledgeable in film, and I think you're going to like his perspectives. Now guys, I've come to realize that with my video logs, there's a lot of things that I really want to cover, a lot of different subjects, and I've come to realize that some of them is very thematic, while others are not so much. So the idea that I've come up with is to split my video logs into two different sections, which could expand into more sections later, but for now, two. So you've got End of the World reviews happening kind of like in an alternate reality, so to speak, or an alternate timeline. That's going to be its own thing. And it may even spill into the video logs in some respect for crossovers. But with the video logs, I really want to cover a lot of different subjects, and kind of the more random subjects I want to treat more like a regular video log with a little bit of scripted material in there. And thanks to my girlfriend, I come to realize that a lot of those video logs that I've already recorded, I shot while sitting on a floral chair. Yes, in my previous video logs, in case you didn't notice, I actually was sitting on a gigantic floral chair. This badass looking guy who calls himself the Metal Geek, and I'm sitting on a chair printed with flowers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, one section of my video log is going to be called The Badass in the Floral Chair. That one's going to be my random one, guys. That's the one where I'm going to cover just whatever I feel like covering at any given time. Equally, that's probably the one I'm going to be producing the most material on, at least for now. But then there's the second section. This section is something that I kind of want to cover, have wanted to cover for a very long time, and that is retro reviews. Yes, guys, retro reviews, and I know there's a lot of people out there that already do retro reviews, but a lot of them tend to stick with one type of subject, like video gaming or movies or music, and they don't really stray that far away from that stuff. Well, for me, guys, that's going to be different. This is going to be a series called The Retro Underground, hosted by none other than me, the Metal Geek. Now, guys, it's just as it sounds. The Retro Underground is going to cover retro things. We'll be covering retro video games, retro music, retro movies, retro TV series, retro cartoons, and retro anime. Now guys, I know everybody defines retro differently. Now here's the deal. For me, retro is going to be anything about 12 years old or older. So we're talking, at least video game wise, we're going to be talking, probably covering as early as the GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation 2 era. And it's not really going to be any different for any of the other retro subjects that I cover. It's going to be between 12 and 15 years old or older that I will be covering and will consider retro in my series. So that is how I'm going to define retro. If you define retro differently, that's cool. But for me, that's how I'm going to be running my series. And that's about it, guys. This isn't going to be a very long video log this week. It's just more of an update as to what's going on with Channel Metal Geek at this point in time. Now, what I can tell you is that the Retro Underground is actually well underway at this point, and be looking out for those first few episodes in which I will actually be covering clone video game consoles and controllers, very respectively in Star Wars titled The Clone Wars. Yes, guys, the Star Wars reference, of course. But keep looking out for those guys because those will be coming up pretty soon. And with my other video log, the now badass and the floral chair, be looking out for my top 10 WWE theme songs of all time. That's it, guys. Have a great one. This is the Metal Geek saying, see ya. And I'm going to keep rocking the Voltron knit cap.